All right, I'm gonna restart this. I ended the last video. I didn't like how it started. I felt like I was doing too much stuttering, too much trying to find my words, even though I knew exactly what it was that I had to say. And this could be possible for whomever this message is for at this time. I was feeling some interference. I was feeling some annoyance, some aggravation, some irritation earlier. And I had to check in with myself. I'm like, is this your energy? And self was like, no, this is not your energy. We've been good all day. So this is a message for somebody out there, whomever's energy that I may be picking up on. I'm going to do a quick little read for you. So whomever this applies to, take what you can, leave the rest, and it is what it is. All right, what messages do we have for whomever this is that I was picking up on energetically? What messages do we have for them? Whoa. Now, that is not the energy that I was expecting to come out here. That's not even the energy that came out in the last message. Interesting. So whomever this is, maybe going back and forth over how they want to say something, how they want to bring something up in conversation, how they want to come across to someone. Let me see. Sorry, I'm cold, y'all. It's the air. It's because it's hot outside, but the air is cold. All right, give me 2 of these to go on each one. I didn't even tell y'all what the hell the cards were. I did not. But that's how this is gonna roll. I'm gonna pull these and then we will get to it. But so far I have the friendliness card, which is the 2 of Cups. I have the 7 of Wands, which is the stress card. And I have the Lovers. So there's some form of stress in communication and possibly even distance when it comes to what someone wants to say to someone else. So, is this card in upright or reverse? All right, that's in reverse. Okay. So with the 2 of Cups, the 2 of Cups is the friendliness card in this particular deck. And the 2 of Cups is about connection, about 2 people partnering together, working together, coming together. It's also a card of interdependence, meaning that, 2 people are working together, coming together, even in union or partnership, but they still have their own lives. They still have their own destinies. They still have their own past that they have to journey. With the stress card, the 7 of Wands, there may be some stress, some mental energy that is playing out, and it could be even, coming across as aggression, annoyance, with the this monkey trying to pop this balloon. Like somebody may be literally trying to juggle everything or just so many things, and it's like, here comes this one monkey coming to stop the show and just gonna pop everything that you have been working on or working for. And so far this could even seem like a connection, like with everything that a person has on their plate. They are not seeing how moving forward towards a connection can be beneficial to them. They may feel like they don't have the time, they don't have the energy, they don't have the bandwidth to literally move forward towards this connection with the stress card here, because they are handling so many different things at one time. And this monkey that's threatening to pop this balloon could very well be the energy of, you know, relationship or connection or partnership or an actual person that they feel like is going to come in and just throw everything off balance. Like they don't feel like they can handle like another thing at this time. But with the interdependence card, what I like about this card, let me show it to y'all while I'm shuffling. Please don't fall. It's like these two trees, they are together, literally rooted together, because two trees is close. Their roots have got to be touching. They're literally rooted together. They share a foundation, and they are growing together. Their leaves and branches and all that are intertwined and connected. However, they are still two separate entities standing on their own. They have their own flora, so to speak. They have their own energy. They have their own set of, you know, duties. They are independent in their own right, but they're connected, so they're interdependent within each other. So it's not one is, you know, overshadowing or draining the other. And I believe that is possibly what doesn't seem possible for this person. They've never experienced a connection where they don't feel, at least like in a connection or a partnership, where they don't feel drained, where they don't feel like they are being depleted for doing everything for another person. Yeah. Oh, okay. So with the friendliness card, underneath the friendliness card, what I was just explaining, we have the pathway and we have change. So this person may need to be open up to the idea of change in the way they do things, change in even the way that they view and see things, how they view connections, how they view partnerships, how they view even relationships, because the Lovers card is out here. Because we have the pathways. And again, I talked about the pathways with the friendliness card. These people may have two different pathways. This is a single pathway. Two people can walk down a similar pathway and still be doing two completely different things, but still have a main goal, or a main goal or destination in mind. And that is, you know, doable. However, I don't think this person has ever witnessed this, you know, actually play out in real life, in real time, in person. So it's given a lot of stress to this individual, whomever they may be. It could possibly be a masculine energy who does a lot for other people. We have bad health in reverse, and then we have mature man. So this could possibly be an older man. But we have bad health in reverse. So, you know, when we have a lot of stress, when we're doing a lot of things for other people, our bodies tend to react to that energy, especially if we are, you know, constantly on the run, constantly doing for other people, constantly doing for ourselves to make sure that we have what we need. And I feel like the energy of, you know, this, we're going to go ahead and just say masculine energy, because that's what came out here as who's being stressed. This masculine energy may have experienced some form of or bout of bad health. And he may now be entering into a period where that health is being restored. That health is being returned to him in a healing energy. But he may, you know, be reducing the amount of stress that he has on his body, on his mental, on his spirit at this time. So now we have the Lovers. That's self-explanatory. We don't need to explain the Lovers. Y'all know what the hell that is. If you watch tarot readings, you know what the fuck the Lovers are. If you don't watch tarot readings, you know what Lovers means. So, all right. Let me slow down. Oh, I don't have any water over here. Oh no. So, clarifying the Lovers card, we have thoughts and we have toil and labor. So there's a masculine energy who is possibly heavily thinking about a feminine energy, or, you know, vice versa. We're gonna stick with the way it's coming out. In this card, there's a man thinking about a woman up here. Okay, let's be real. And we also have the toil and labor. So with this both being under the Lover's card, like I said, this person may view relationships, partnerships, love interest as a burden, especially with the stress card being right here. It's like one more thing to add to the high list of demands that I already have open to me at this time. I already have too many tabs open, and there's, the idea of this, because clearly it's on his mind, but he doesn't know or understand how he can literally make this situation work, because it just seems like another burden, another task. So we're going to pull the shadow oracles. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting short of breath. I wasn't short of breath in the last reading. And now it feels like my energy is just like, it got heightened, almost like a feeling of anxiety, like a feeling of like, I want to speak, but my words are literally escaping me. Almost like it feels like my breath is trying to, be taken from me. That's why I keep breathing. So whoever you are, just breathe. Just breathe, sir. Just breathe. It's going to be good. It's going to be all right. All right, put one shadow oracle on each column, please. Yeah, we got the dependence card. Let's see, dependency. Give me one for the middle. We have pride. And we have desire. Okay. And judgment and avoidance. All right. With stagnation in reverse. Ego. All right. Ego and a little bit of envy on the bottom of the deck. So, on the column where we have the friendliness, with the connection, the partnership that is interdependent, where they're not completely dependent upon the other, pathway and change. So a pathway to change, we have the dependency card that came out. Find strength in self-sufficiency and empowerment. Reliance, neediness, addiction. Okay, so this person, this young man, this older man, this young man, this masculine energy, we're going to call it that. We're not going to, this masculine energy is used to connections and partnerships where there is a high level of dependency, codependency, where a lot of the obligations and the burdens tend to fall on him. Yeah, with the neediness, this is also given like clingy energy, reliance, and addiction. So in other words, like if he doesn't do it, it won't get done. Hence the stress card here. And again, like I said, especially with this bad health card out here, even though it's in reverse, like the bad health can come from constantly doing things for other people and not receiving that balance, that rest, that reciprocity where you're not doing everything on your own. So, this person is possibly seeing connections as a form of, dependency, where anybody he enters into a connection with, they're going to solely depend on him. And that is not fair. That is not fair. And I believe like with the change in the pathway, Spirit is asking him to change his perspective and, take another path down, this road, not the road of codependency, not the road of dependency, but an interdependence where you can rely on each other. If there is, this may even be a conversation that needs to be had just so you get your, true motive, and your true desires out there, that you don't want to be constantly being, you don't want to be dependent on constantly by everybody That is not healthy. That's not, I don't give a fuck if you're a man, woman, cat, dog, goat. No, being constantly leaned on and constantly dependent upon from other people can be very much so. Yes. And it can affect your health. It can affect your mental health. It can affect your spiritual health. It can affect your physical health. And that is what we don't want. So, the shadow oracle that came out for the middle column with stress is pride. True worth is measured by character, not accolades. And then we have arrogance, vanity, ego. Okay, there's that ego again. So, this masculine energy may feel like they need to do these things for everybody. People begin to expect certain things when we automatically, put it on ourselves to do so. So if we were like, well, I know they ain't gonna be able to do this, that, then the third, and we just go ahead and do it for them and not allowing them the opportunity to sink or swim, or teaching them how to fish and allowing them to literally sink or swim when it comes to that, and taking care of themselves on their own, that builds a need for, or a sense of dependency. And that can stem from a sense of pride in the person who is the doer, because they pride themselves in, I'm doing this for this person, this person, this person. I'm doing this for everybody. But what I want to ask to you, masculine energy, whoever you are, what are you doing for yourself? What are you doing for yourself? Because and are the things that you are doing for yourself or for other people, are they being reciprocated? And do you have a feeling of being, do you get joy out of being needed, but yet it is wearing you down physically, mentally, and spiritually because of this feeling or need to be needed? And the need to be able to be like, I take care of these people. Is that really worth your health when it comes to, being able to say that I did that? Because again, true worth is measured by character, not accolades. So what is your character like in this, in these scenarios? What is your character like? And are these people able to whatever on their own? And if they're not, why do you feel the need to I heard cover for them. Cover for them, but it's babying them. Really, why do you feel the need to baby them in order to simply say that I take care of them? Why? Anywho, moving forward. On the last column, we have desire. Harness what? Yes, harness its power to manifest. That doesn't sound right. But anywho, harness the power to manifest dreams and delusions. Yeah, I'm going to change it because what? It didn't make sense to me. But desire. Harness the power to manifest dreams and not delusions. There we go. And not delusions. Longing, yearning, craving. So with this being on top of the Lover's card with the thoughts and the toil and labor, my good sir, you have a desire to be in a partnership, to be in a loving relationship or loving connection. However, you fear another dependent. You fear another person who is relying on you and your life force to keep going, to literally take care of themselves. And your pride won't allow you to put those things down or allow other people to take care of themselves and either sink or swim. So the things that you are desiring and longing for, you negate or have a difficult time expressing that this is something that you actually want and desire, because you feel like it's just taking on another burden, more baggage, another dependent. Yeah. Judgment is on the bottom of the deck. Judge less, understand more. Criticism, evaluation, condemnation. So even with these people that, are, and I'm saying these people because in the last message that I, started on, that I scrapped because it was too much hemming and hawing, there was a card where there was a bunch of projections, like projections of people like surrounding this person who needed to turn in and literally focus on themselves and their own personal journey. So that's why I'm saying these people. So you're placing judgment on these people as if they are not capable of getting out and doing the same thing for themselves that you are doing for them, because you have deemed them, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. It's not useless. That's not the word. Incapable. You have deemed them incapable of taking care of themselves. And, granted, they may be. They very well may be. But, good sir, that is not your job to take that responsibility for them. It is not your job. Judge less, understand more. You can understand people and, allow them to do the things that they need to do and not take on their burdens. Even if you feel like they're your burdens, because you are connected to them, their family, whether these are people you have, children with, all of the things, whether this is a friend, and, you don't have to take on those burdens for them. They have the same 24 hours in the day that you do, yet you spend most of your 24 hours tending to them as well as yourself. And then you wonder why you don't have any bandwidth for anything else and the things that you desire. So you avoid the things that you actually desire. Face what you fear, for avoidance is but a temporary refuge. Evasion, neglect, denial. You neglect and deny the things that you actually want and desire because of fear of these people not being able to strike it out on their own. And whether they can or they can't, that is not your personal responsibility. I don't give a fuck if it's family. Yes, you help when you can, but you also have to make sure that these people are attempting to help themselves. And there are other people and other things that can be done in order for these people to take care of themselves. I'm pretty sure if you were to leave the face of this earth, heaven forbid, they would figure out a way. They would find another person who would take care of them in the manner that you are doing so. What they're doing is not going to change. And they're doing it because they've been allowed to do it. They've been allowed to get away with it. So if they don't have you, they're going to find another sucker. And, I'm not calling you a sucker, sir, but they're going to find another person to take care and do the things that you are doing for them, that you pride yourself in doing, because, they can't, they're so incapable. They can't do it on their own. But this is a trap. The joke's on you. Who's not living? They're living their best life, doing whatever the fuck they want to do or not do, while you're doing everything for them and not doing what you want to do. That makes no sense. All right. This is going longer than I expected. I'm going to pull some self-love and action cards. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull some self-love and action cards, and then I'm going to get the fuck out of here, because I feel like I've said enough. I've said too much. I don't know. But I had to get this off of my chest because I was feeling the frustration of the energy, and there was absolutely nothing going on over here. Like, we were good. I got the oven on because I'm about to make some cookies. Like, I did my face today, gave myself a little spa treatment. Like, I'm good over here. There's no reason for me to feel aggravated in the manner that I was feeling aggravated. So here we are doing a public reading for whomever this may be for. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, what self-love and action cards do we have for this person at this time? All right, we got the healer energy popped out and dragon energy. There may be, a need for healing, whether in yourself or in connections. The dragon energy may be significant, the dragon archetype. Let's see. We got vacation. Baby, you need a vacation. It definitely looks like it. It definitely looks like it. The Medusa card came out. I'm going to tread lightly on that. However, there may be some things within your childhood that may need to be focused on, may need to be, addressed and released. So we're not holding on to them, because our body does hold on to certain things, that our body remembers things that we don't, that we have pushed out of our minds. So there may be some things that need to be addressed there. Let's see. Outside of that, I'm not going to say anything else on that. If you feel that this is, a personal message, feel free to book a reading. We'll leave it at that. All right, draw and paint came out. So you may be very artistic. You may like to, get more into the arts. You may like to decorate. You may like to, paint. You may like to, doodle, sketch and stuff like that. Do some things like that to kind of get you, back in that free-flowing energy. We have time for a spa day. And, even though we're talking about a masculine energy, this could be, a feminine energy that is heavily in her masculine energy. And either way, spa days are for anybody. So spa day can be you just taking time off to literally just recenter, reset, light you a candle in your house, sage your house out. Sage and smoke your house out. Light you a candle, a little incense, and just meditate. Put you on some music, some music that is calming, soothing, like some jazz, even some classical music. Run you a bath, just sit there, get you a glass of wine, whiskey, whatever it is that you may feel you need to do. Yeah. But you need to do that and take time for you, especially when that is underneath vacation. Baby, you really want to do that. We have third eye chakra, we have heart chakra, and throat chakra is at the bottom of the deck. And I'm going to pull 3 more because I like the number 9. So with the heart chakra, with draw and paint, your creativity, it boosts the energy within your heart chakra. It can heal even your heart chakra, because it gets you back to that, that inner child flow. Yeah, that inner child flow where you are really just, moving or going with the flow, moving moment to moment, where you are not so hesitant to move on certain things because you're operating from your intuition and your discernment. And yes, masculine energy does have intuition and they do have discernment. Theirs is just more logical and reasoned based. So yes. Hell, yeah, men's intuition usually be more on point than women's. I ain't gonna lie. And if you haven't experienced it, you haven't experienced the balanced masculine energy. So anywho, so we have a girls guys night out, meditate for your answer, and take the leap, and listen to feel good music. Phone a friend. So there may be a friend that you need to call. You need to be like, hey, let me reach out to you. Let me talk to you. Let me holler at you. We got Buffalo on the back of the deck. Buffalo meaning you are abundant. There is, you are abundant. You have an abundant energy. You are a manifester. You have manifesting energy, strong manifesting energy with Buffalo, because, the Buffalo totem is, the Native Americans, they use every piece, every scrap of that buffalo and any other animal that they were, utilizing for things of that nature. They used it for tools. They used it for food. They used it for shelter. So you are abundant, good sir. And also you need a break. So you can see that, that's really what's going on here. You need a fucking break. So, when we have this vacation here with spa day and have a girls guys night out, you need to do something for you, something to take your mind off of the status quo, off of the mundane day-to-day bullshit that you deal with, so you can begin to allow yourself to come back to center. Then we have Medusa, third eye, meditate for your answer. There are some things that are possibly even being brought up in your, remembrance at this time or as of late that you need to address. And if you can't sit down and talk to somebody about it, if you can't sit down and talk to yourself about it, please, book a reading. This is a no judgment zone. We can talk about whatever it is that you need to talk about, in any realm. And, that shit won't go nowhere further than right here. But there's definitely some things that are coming up or will be coming up that you are going to want to address. Even if that is, seeking out some form of therapy to actually move through those memories that may be coming up to surface. And with the meditate for your answer, there's definitely some energy where, that turning in card that I was talking about from the last reading that I scrapped, that turning in where you're meditating, literally getting back to source, getting back to center. You're going to be able to come up with the answers for a lot of things on your own because, sir, you are very intuitive. I can see that just from the third eye chakra coming out on its own here. You are very intuitive. You have the answers that you need. You just have to put down that pride, ego mentality, that savior mentality, and be able to look within and get the answers that you need without any outside projections or distractions. Now we have draw, paint, the heart chakra, and we have take the leap. So again, this is on the section where we have the lover's thoughts, toil and labor, desire. So get back into your creative energy. However that may look for you, get back into that creative energy, your own personal creative energy. And so you can begin to open up that heart chakra. If there are any blockages within the heart chakra, allowing yourself to be creative, to literally play, draw, paint, sketch, if you freestyle, like anything that you do that is, artistic, or just like playful in nature. Again, inner child work is definitely coming through. Do that so you can begin to open up that heart chakra. And then at the end of the day, we have take the leap. So whatever it is that you've been thinking about, whatever it is that you are truly desiring at this time, don't be afraid to take the leap. Go ahead and do it and put yourself out there. It is okay. Everything that you have experienced thus far does not mean that is the way things are meant to be. That is not the way that things have to be moving forward. But it all depends on you. Only you can keep yourself stagnant and away from the things that you truly desire. Nobody else can. You may put it out there as if, other people are holding you back, but that's only that savior mentality where you feel the need, you feel pride in needing to be needed in areas that you really aren't needed. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to close this out right here. You know what? I'm going to pull one of these. And then I'm going to get out. Okay? I'm going to pull one of these cards. This is one of my first oracle. This is my first oracle deck, actually. I'm going to pull one of these. And then I'm going to leave you with that. And I hope whoever the hell you are, you see this and you take heed. So, Yeah, because I'm cleansing my energy after this, because there's no reason for me to be in a fucking tizzy because somebody else out there is feeling the ways. All right, then we got the warrior on the bottom of the deck. Be fearless and stand strong. Stand up. Stand up. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Give me one of these. Oh, shit. It came out. There you go. That was it. That was what was on the bottom of the deck when I shuffled. Warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. Do what it is you need to do, regardless of how it may feel to other people, how they may react, even how it may feel at first to you. Do what you know you need to do at the end of the day for yourself. Nobody else, for yourself. And on the bottom of the deck, wise one, grow within your current situation. Also, listen to the lady. She's wise beyond her years. Listen. Yeah. All right, I'm out.